And welcome back to the last episode of Klonoa for the Wii. Last time we finished up the final vision, saved this Phantom Isle, but also had to say goodbye to it as it is revealed Klonoa is not from this world. This time we're gonna go over the bonusy stuff, starting with this menu item, the costumes. To my knowledge, some of the costumes are original and others are actually from another game. There are outfits I've never seen before here. Want to change clothes? From what I'm aware, these two at the bottom might not be from other Klonoa games, or if they are, they may be from like Japan only ones. The only one I actually recognize, superficially speaking, is this one. Somewhere I'm fairly certain is this costume from Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil. So we're gonna go with that one for now. Anyway, time attack, well, should be kind of self-explanatory. It's just, I think it's like a speedrun mode. Like, I think it just threw, oh. Well now, Klonoa and Yupo, we've been waiting for you. I've lined up some strong enemies so you two can practice. Why don't you try and see how fast you can defeat them? So, time attack is a boss rush. We will not be doing that because, while we already fought all the bosses, and honestly, the only ones that would actually take a considerable amount of time would be Nanatum, and Joker. Like, the other four are really easy, so I don't see the point in showing them twice. I suppose you need to rest sometimes too. Movie viewer, well, that's self-explanatory. It's just all the cutscenes. If you want to see the cutscenes again, sure, you can do so. I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure the cutscenes play with the actual levels. Pass on tales of your journey, which you watch. So all the movies, again, you can see them in the levels though. So if you wanted to re-see them, you can just replay the whole game over again. And finally, character viewer. It's not actually the last thing, but it's the last short thing, I guess you could say. And this is actually, and also all of them are in different places, I should point out. Welcome back to Klonoa, it's good to see you two again. Data about all the people and creatures you've met on your journey is stored here in the temple. I'll let you take a look at it if you would like. Choose the data you'd like to see. So it's very self-explanatory. It's a character viewer. Well, actually, we can take this opportunity to see his other costumes. Some are wearing like I think it's supposed to be like a Japanese festival outfit and a collar. I'm not sure what that's from. So we have all the characters represented, including all the villagers that we got to save. So that's cool, and all the enemies are represented. All done? Well, I'll see you later then. With that out of the way, we have one last thing, reverse mode, where you can actually play the game again with all the levels mirrored. It's basically mirror mode from Mario Kart. I suppose it adds a little bit of replay value, but as far as I'm aware, you don't actually unlock anything from completing reverse mode. Again, as far as I'm aware. Wow, I wonder what these mirror fairies are doing here. So basically, all that does is mirror the game. But for the sake of this video, we are actually turning it back to normal. Again, as far as I know, there's nothing special for completing mirror mode. Again, I may be wrong, but just to my knowledge, there's no reward. As far as I'm aware, the only post-game reward is the extra vision, which has actually got a little bit of story content to it. No prisoners, luckily. But we actually get to check in with our old pal Baloo, who finally finished this tower. Look at that! Baloo's tower is all finished. Okay, now you just wait there for a minute, and I'll be right back. Hello? What's going on? None of your business. Okay. Hey, I'm not gonna let some wet behind the ears little kid go around making eyes and using smooth talk with my Luffy's. No way. Oh, hold on a minute. Just because you happen to be the one who rescued Luffy's, don't go getting any funny ideas. Besides, it was really the power of my love that actually saved her, you know? So that means I'll just leave being the heroes of Phantom Isle to you guys. But in exchange, I get to have a feast all to myself. You got it? Huh? Actually, the feast is waiting on top of the tower. Now, you kids can just go on home and get to bed. This tower's off limits. Well, time for me to get going. Okay. His ear is clipping to his hat, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. Guess we better go after him. This is a timed mission, which is unique. I don't know why they need to give you that many extra lives. This is actually the only level where it matters to get 100% of the gems, 150. Because if you get 150, you get a slight alternate ending to the level. I will not be showing that because it's actually really hard to get all the gems. But anyway, back to what I was saying last time, and didn't really get to finish what I was saying. What I was trying to say was that the only Fire Emblem game I'd actually Let's Play would be Sacred Stones, because it's a lot less involved than the Fire Emblem, as it's called, Blazing Sword. It was just called Fire Emblem in the US. But that game is hard. Again, practice run did not go as well as I would have hoped, so Sacred Stones is actually a much easier game. And frankly, if I had 3DS Capture, Awakening would actually be a good option, because that game is also really easy by comparison to the later Fire Emblems. This is why I don't like getting all the medals, or don't like the prospect of getting all the medals, I should say, because this part. What you have to do is a lot of jumps that are very precise, and I'm not sure if it's a problem or not, but I've been noticing like the Wiimote speaker on this Wiimote being really glitchy. I think the batteries are dying, so I don't know. I don't know how much that actually affects reaction times, but I'm sure that's not helping at all. I should probably change the batteries, but I'm feeling lazy. Also, we have 51 lives, so I'm not too concerned. So just basically hop across all those, and you should eventually get enough height. If you grab that guy very fast, you'll get enough height. It's based on how fast you're falling. See, like there, we didn't fall nearly as far down, which is good. So we got all the gems in the first area, but now we actually have to do this part too in the same checkpoint, which is easier said than done. There we go. And one last segment. There we go, I suppose. And we'll drop, and we dropped too far, actually. There we go. All the way to the top. Checkpoint, thank goodness. So what you have to do here is actually intentionally let yourself fall far enough to get the gems, and then hop back up. That was close. And this part, again, is part of the reason why I do not want to actually do 100% of the gems, because this part, I don't know the best way to actually get all the gems here in that tight of a time window. Because I'm pretty sure to get the perfect rank, you actually do have to do this, like, perfectly. One gem left behind, do not want that. You can actually collect all the gems, just not get max score. And that actually is a big deal. Because if you actually run out of time on the gold gems, they don't add up right. They don't add up to 150 otherwise. So you do actually have to get all those within the time period. So yeah, this is very challenging. And it's also not easy on the ears because of Klonoa making tons of noise. Here you actually... Oh, I didn't do that right. Here you actually kind of want to fall. You don't want to actually grab him at the height of your jump, essentially, because you actually want to fall like this. And actually, you can actually go under the enemies, and I think that's the intention. Do that, and then flutter, and then progress normally. I don't know if I'm actually doing this the intended way, to be honest. But as we're kind of getting the feel for this level, it's kind of catch and release, I suppose you could say. I guess I could talk about the game. Again, it was kind of a fun experience just getting to play the game after so long. Concentration mode, sort of. And the characters are mostly very well designed. It's a very basic game, but it's a platformer, so you kind of cut the game some slack. I think most people cut the game slack because, frankly, what platformer does have a deep plot? Gotta get to all the gems that we can. But it's just kind of a nice, endearing little game. And by little, I mean little in terms of size. It's not a very long game, but it's a nice little romp, I suppose. The difficulty just goes up exponentially occasionally, but for the most part, it's pretty easy. I'd say this is the second hardest level from what I've played. Again, I'm going into this semi-blind because I've actually seen the level, but I've actually never finished it myself. So I am playing this blind, even though I technically know it's coming. There we go. Yeah, some of the English voice acting is not that good. I do remember that much, which is why I switched to Phantom Isle. What else can... Oh, I remember what to do here. Yay, for watching games instead of actually playing them. Okay, grab you and just sit here. I'd say that some aspects of the game, specifically the last two bosses, are kind of anticlimactic. Which is a problem I do have with more games than just this. It's sort of a consequence of just running out of ideas at the very end, I would say. But for the most part, the game is really fun and holds up pretty well, especially this version. Even the PS1 version, from what I've seen, actually holds up really good. So either way, you can't go wrong. It's like $6 on the PlayStation Network. If you have a PS3, PSP, or a Vita, I highly recommend this. If you have a Wii, I wouldn't recommend it as strongly because you have to pay a lot of money to actually get a copy. Looks like we're a little too late. Baloo's romance didn't last very long, did it? Oh, Lafise. I suppose we don't really have to ask if you're okay, do we? No, Hippo, thank you for worrying about me. I'm so sorry that you two had to come all this way. Well, it's not like we were able to help or anything. No, I apologize for troubling you. Don't apologize, really, it's Baloo who's been causing the trouble. Oh, but Mr. Baloo is really a very gentle person. Look, he even gave me this. Is that some kind of machine? Mr. Baloo is kind enough to make it for me. It's a wonderful box that plays music. Can you make it play now? Of course, all you do is this. So, actually, the thing you unlock by getting all 150 gems, counting all the gold gems, is in that very last scene, there will actually be fireworks at the end. Kind of a meager bonus for all that work, actually. But anyway, this permanently unlocks the music player, which can be used, of course, to listen to music. 44 songs in the game, that's kind of a lot, actually. I'm not going to go into this because copyright, because I have actually gotten copyright. claims on the series. So yeah, maybe not showing all the music would be a good plan. In any case, outside of reverse mode, which would take another 7 episodes, I'm thinking we're pretty much done with this game. We've gotten a lot done with this. It didn't go quite as smoothly at times as I would have liked, namely World 5 or Vision 5, and the final boss also took a lot longer than I would have hoped, but for the most part, this turned out pretty okay, and I hope others will agree. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you for the next Let's Play.